rooftop party, jump party, bomb party, rooftop party, jump party, bomb party, rooftop party, jump, rooftop party, jump, rooftop.
Make it clap.
Game TV. Welcome to it. The WWBA PG World Championship. CBA Marucci and East Coast Sox 2025 Scout Team getting set. A trophy is at large today. You want to win that? You got to win this ball game, the championship game today at Roger Dean Complex. We started with 72, and we're down to the final two teams as we get you set. I'm Danny Wexelman alongside Steve Phillips, former big league general manager. These two teams getting set, getting ready. Steve playing all weekend long here for the championship.
I mean, think about 8 games they played already and putting themselves in a position to win that big trophy. And what an experience this has been. So much good baseball being played. See if they can't cap it off with a big game here today.
All right, we're going to get set. First pitch is moments away here. And again, this weekend, starting off with those 72 teams and ultimately down to CBA and East Coast Sox. Both of these teams would be a new champion this year. The last 2 years, 5-star top-tier Roos won WWBA World Championship. And so there'll be a new winner crowned this afternoon. The weather's been gorgeous in Jupiter all weekend long. If you're just joining us for this championship game, you would know that we moved this event back a week because of the hurricane. So a little different look, a little different timeline, but it's still the same old game. Nicholas Yinas is on the mound getting the start for the Sox. He fires in a pitch to get the game going. Nathan Widelski will lead things off for CBA. And that pitch is low. So what does it take to get to the championship game? Well, both of these teams went 6-1. They just finished their semifinal games. Moving over to this field, they have about 30 minutes between games, as that is a strike fired in from Yinas. And then they get going, and it's all hands on deck. Everyone is available. Position players are available to pitch. And that's well struck line drive into right field. And that's going to be the first out of the ball game. Ryan Harwood makes the catch, and there's one away.
Well, you saw the notes under Widelski during his at-bat right there. Had a big game in the semifinal. A couple base hits, drove in a run, 4-1 win for CBA Marucci. And good piece of hitting right there. Line drive to right field, sinking liner. Play made by Ryan Harwood in right field.
All right, so here's Ethan Klaus. Swinging at the first pitch he sees, not wasting time over in left field, but foul territory.
A lot of energy here today in the background, playing for a championship. And, you know, we've covered a number of different games here, but certainly the energy is there down in Jupiter, Florida right now.
Yeah, Klaus, a designated hitter. Again, these teams come to win. That one is ripped right back up the middle. And Klaus is going to be aboard for the first base runner for CBA this afternoon.
A good handsy swing right there. Got a pitch he wanted and got the bat head to the ball, clearing his hands out of the way, pulling them through, being able to drive it right back up the middle.
Yeah, so again, Nicholas Yinas gets the start, the right-handed pitcher, uncommitted in the 2025 class. And again, this is an opportunity for him. You can see the golf carts behind home. The scouts that are still in attendance, pro scouts from obviously every major league team. College scouts have been watching at home all weekend long. Diesel Toth is the batter. Taps that one over to the left side. They go to second for the first and over to first base, but Toth is safe. So Jace Riggin turned to second to get the lead runner, and there's 2 away.
Well, I mean, it seems clear that if your name's Diesel, you've got to be able to get down the line with a little bit of speed right there. You know I have name envy. Diesel is a first name. Look at that. That's absolutely, he's fueled with Diesel right there, hustling down the line, beating out that play, and now on first with 2 outs.
All right, so here's Jet Kennedy. I know you have name envy. I mean, listen, we have Diesel and Jet back-to-back in this lineup.
Clearly a lot of speed here for Marucci team.
That's right, a little bit of gas, too.
My goodness. Yes. I love it.
Diesel Toth closed out the last game, the semifinal game, pitched 3 innings to help get his team to the championship. 67 pitches from him. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later in this game. But that's what happens when you get to the end of Jupiter. It is literally all arms on deck. One on, 2 down for Kennedy. Nice block by Cooper Smith behind the plate.
You see Yenis on the mound, and when he comes to that set position in the stretch, his front foot is open. And it's okay. It gives him a little bit better look at first base, but he's going to have to make sure he gets it closed back again in order to get that front shoulder closed to be able to execute his pitch.
That one's out of play and foul. Kennedy battling at the plate. Yenis' family, Kevin, Anna, and Alexander, his older brother. He's a Marcus Stroman fan because of the passion that he plays with. Great guy to look up to. All right, so Toth took off, but it's a foul ball. There's that gas we're talking about.
Danny, Yenis is not a big guy, right? So Marcus Stroman, not a big guy. Height doesn't measure heart. And, Yenis at 5'8", 145, 150 pounds on the mound, similar to the frame of Stroman back probably when he was this age.
Yeah, and in fact, Stroman in the field as a position player too, right? Doing a little bit of everything. That's rolled over to third base. Jace Riggin again throws across the diamond, and that'll end the frame. That runner left stranded, and we're going to head to the bottom of the first. Championship Monday at the 2024 PG World Championship.
I believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swing it. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
Welcome back to Championship Monday in Jupiter, Florida. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. East Coast Sox and CBA Marucci advancing to this game. Just an hour ago, they were playing in their semifinal games, and this guy right here, J.D. Whitworth. This home run, by the way, his mom, Dana, got that on video, and he went yard in the game. Huge impact bat for East Coast Sox. They're going to need it in the championship game this afternoon, Steve.
Oh, I'd love that. Mom getting it on video as well and getting him rounding third base, coming home. I just love those stories and the commitment from mom and dad to be part of the young man's life and to give him an opportunity and taking full advantage of the opportunity right now. We'll see what he can do leading it off here for East Coast Sox.
Yeah, here's the lineup they'll be sporting. Matthew Kelly, their batting second, is a 14U Select Fest alum. And right after him is Ryan Harwood, who is a 13U Select Fest alum. This lineup is a lot of guys committed to a lot of incredible schools you see here, and well-earned trip to the championship game.
Absolutely. Loaded with talent. Not a surprise that they're here competing for the championship.
Mark Willoughby, the head coach of this program, Aaron Voracek, Joe Caruso, and Christian Casino, all a part of the coaching staff for East Coast Sox 2025 scout team. They're based out of Columbus, Mississippi, and they won their semifinal game 2-1 versus Power Baseball in the semis. Taylor Worth there on the mound gets the start, the UC Davis commit.
And we've seen a couple players from Coronado High School here from San Diego, California, participating for the teams. And, obviously this team based out of Mississippi, but taking some of the talent from around the country.
His family, Dave and Amanda. His sister is Zoe. She's 14 years old.
Way to work in the plug for Zoe, Danny. I love that.
I do my best. Got to get the family in there. J.D. Whitworth is going to lead off for the Sox. The Belmont commit. First pitch swinging. High fly ball in the air behind the backstop and out of play. There's Mom, Dana. Listen, you got to capture every moment. There is nothing that isn't worth capturing, and I like that she's got the phone horizontal. She's got it the right way. Incredible job by our crew to go and find Mom. Great pitch there from Taylor Worth for a strike. It's 0-2.
Well, Mom captured the home run, so you got to figure she's, listen, once you get that, you've got to get every at-bat moving forward. So not hard to find her next to the fencing.
That one just missing for a ball. And listen, J.D. Whitworth has been a huge impact bat for his team all weekend long, not just that home run. And so obviously this is an important leadoff man. He's 2 for 3 in the semifinal, and he's hitting .333 in Jupiter.
Will Bandel, the catcher here, did a nice job trying to frame that pitch before this one, just trying to pull it down into the zone, but just didn't get the call.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Whitworth with Mom watching on. And he fouls that one away.
I would tell you that as a parent, 4 boys watching their games along the way, and the stress level of watching your kids play, it is agonizing. It was for me. Like, it wasn't agonizing for me to watch my Mets teams or when I played, but watching my boys play, you just want them to do so well.
Tapped on the ground. Coming over the third baseman, firing across the diamond. What a play by the first baseman. So Jet Kennedy to Dylan Harrison. A lot of acrobatic moves for the out.
But outstanding play right there. Cutting it off in front of the shortstop is exactly the play. Making the strong, accurate throw on the move. The stretch as well. He did a good job waiting for the ball, too, to know which direction to stretch. He didn't commit himself, which allowed the out to be made at first base. Nice job all around.
You want to win the championship game, those are the plays that it takes. Matthew Kelly is the batter. I mentioned he participated in the 14U Select Fest. I got to know him a lot over this summer. I love his personality. He's a Miami commit. Steve's just a really good kid.
Miami commit, good program there. Another young man from Carlsbad, California.
He's also played a pretty big role this weekend for East Coast Sox. Nice pull up by Bandel. 1 ball, 1 strike. I like it. Taylor Worth looks comfortable on the mound right now. I feel like we've seen a couple of different pitches from him that he's been able to execute and locate. How lucky is CBA right now to have an arm like this in the championship game?
Right, still available and fresh, and good little breaking ball there. And he leads with the glove hand, which offers some deception to the hitter. Watch his glove hand go at the hitter, and then the arm comes behind.
That pitch fouled away. I saw exactly what you're talking about. And at this level, too, you know, we've been talking a lot about velocity this weekend and the irony that everyone can throw 100 now, right? He's not throwing 100, but everyone's got a fastball that plays. What else do you have?
And command is going to be critical, and he had a good little wrinkle on his breaking ball there as well. Working ahead in the count 1-2 right here.
1 away in the bottom of the first, and that pitch is high. It's 2-2. Kelly's in the class of 2026, playing up for his age. Rips that one in the air over to right center field. And there's a guy to make the play. Andrew Giles is there for the second out.
Kelly got a ball up in the zone that tried to get on top of it and line it. Just got underneath it a little bit.
All right, so 2 away from Ryan Harwood, Texas A&M commit. He's playing right field this afternoon. Takes a moment, takes a breath, and steps in. First pitch swinging. It's lifted, but foul.
Interesting to me that none of the players from East Coast Sox are from the East Coast, it seems. We got a lot of Arizona and California kids here. But making the trek across to Jupiter, Florida, and doing well for themselves.
Yeah, this team based out of Columbus, Mississippi, but I think what we know from travel ball these days is that guys will go far and wide to play for the right coach, the right team, the right environment. I've been told that those are really important things to them. They want to feel supported. They want to feel like there's a lot of development happening wherever they go. It's a great staff for the East Coast Sox. That ball skips in. It's 1-2.
You know, Danny, one of the things I like about this is just there's nothing but love for baseball on this field, from the kids to the coaches to the parents to the scouts. Everybody who's there, everybody who's watching this today loves baseball, or they love some of the players.
That one's fouled away. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is what's awesome, right? You can go walk around the ballpark, and there's a lot of people who want to make sure that loved ones see the game. And I actually think that's what makes Perfect Game TV so special, is that if you can't be there, listen, it's a Monday. Parents are working. Family members are working. Brothers and sisters are in school. And this is the perfect place to catch the game and see your loved one play, especially on Championship Monday. 2-2 pitch. That one's hit right back up the middle, over to second. Diesel Toth makes the play, and a 1-2-3 inning for Taylor Worth. And we're going to head to the second. Great defense from CBA. They're able to get back to the bench. We go to the second scoreless. Welcome back to the 27th edition of Perfect Games WWBA World Championship in Jupiter, Florida. Championship Monday between the East Coast Sox 2025 Scout Team and CBA Marucci. Top two were scoreless, and John Payno is the head coach of this CBA team. They're based out of Temecula, California, right? We started with 72 teams. We're down to 2. This is the only team from the West Coast to be at this year's Jupiter WWBA. Obviously, the event moved back a week because of Hurricane Milton, and this team's never made it past the quarterfinals. Steve, here they are finding themselves in the championship game with an opportunity to win the crown.
And I think it probably means they're going to get more West Coast teams wanting to come out and participate too, because they're going to go back talking about what a great experience this has been for them and taking advantage of a great opportunity. And look, sometimes it's more difficult when you have to fly across country and you're playing against teams that are commuting really down to Jupiter, Florida. Sometimes the commuters get an advantage.
Andrew Giles swings at the first pitch and lines it into left field. He's going to head to second. And it was just foul, it looks like, so he'll come on back.
He was able to run it down there in foul territory. Yeah, run down in foul territory right there, and able to track it and make the play, but it was foul when he did make the catch.
All right, here's Will Bandel. We mentioned him behind the plate, the battery this afternoon. He's out of Temecula, California. Still trying to figure out where he'd like to go to school as he takes the ball low. He said over the last year he's been working to develop a fully mobile body with minimal injury, opening up full mobility through my swing and throwing, getting stronger as well in the weight room, and hopefully some college interest along the way.
Well, you can imagine catching in multiple games every day in tournaments like this. That'll get you mobile with some wear and tear on those legs.
Yeah, speaking of behind the plate, Cooper Smith and the position he's in to receive the ball with no runners on. That pitch is low.
Remember back in the day, Tony Pena was the only one who would get down to those positions with the leg extended and everything else. Now it's in vogue. Almost everybody is doing it, getting down on one knee, creating that low target that they can.
Tapped on the ground. Slow roller, and down the line is Will Bandel. Jace Riggin couldn't quite get to that. It was tapped so slowly, and so CBA's got a runner aboard.
Yeah, not much you can do right there, right? That's just a slow roller, and it's a do-or-die play if you have any chance. But I think he made the right decision to eat it. Playing deep at third base on this one, coming in and really understanding there's no real chance to be able to field that ball, to make a strong, accurate throw to catch Bandel going down the line.
All right, there's going to be a ghost runner over at first for Bandel. Jagger Snitko will bat, playing shortstop this afternoon. Takes a ball outside. Wyatt Cluett is the base runner at first. Here's another all-name guy on this team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw that earlier. I'm thinking Jagger Phillips would have been fantastic for me. But Mom and Dad went a little boring with Steve. And with this young man is set up to do quite well in life with an outstanding first name, Danny.
Yeah, the expectations feel high. You got a jet, a diesel. That one is right to the shortstop, and it goes over his head into the outfield, so both runners will move up just out of the reach of Matthew Kelly.
Yeah, that's one of those ones you got to really try to time the jump when you get up on it, reading the velocity off the back. And Jagger Snitko got a ball again. Another pitch up in the zone to be able to try to drive, and he was able to do that, hitting it just beyond the reach of Kelly at shortstop. Good piece of hitting.
So that's going to put 2 on, 1 away for Dylan Harrison. He steps in on the left side of the box, playing first base this afternoon. The Clemson commit in the 2025 class. Hits it in the air. Over to center field. They make the catch, and there's the tag by Will Bandel over to third. Excuse me, Wyatt Cluett, who is the ghost runner. Nice base running and heads up by him.
Yeah, big, tall drink of water right there, too. But, tagging right there with already with the 1 out. So going there with the potential of making the third out at third base, but good hustle right there. And at first base, Jagger Snitko did not advance on that play with the throw going to third.
What do you say on that? What is the base running rule for that.
Well, yeah, I think he has to go halfway at first base. I mean, I do. I think if it drops it in the outfield, you don't want to get forced out at second there. So I think it was probably the right move at first base. Quickly, though, you go back once it is caught to tag in case there is a wild throw to third. But that ball did stay in the infield, and so I think he probably made the right decision staying at first base. Never want to make the first out or the last out, however, at third base in an inning, right? Because you're at second base, you're in scoring position. So you don't want to run yourself out of that, where if you're on second with nobody out, 2 outs, 2 productive outs can score you on a run. So you don't want to make the first out at third base or the last out of an inning at third base. Give the hitter a chance to drive you in from second.
Runs are usually at a premium in these championship games, too. So now runners on the corners, 2 away for Brock Cross. He takes strike 1 from Yinas. And there you see Snitko takes second.
Choosing not to throw through in that situation, probably the right move. And now 2 ducks on the pond here for Cross to be able to try to drive some runs in and put his team up 2-0.
Right back to the pitcher, bounces off of him. He comes back and makes the play. Nice athleticism from Nicholas Yinas. And again, the defense coming up big right now for the East Coast Sox, and CBA not able to push one across as we head to the bottom of the second in Jupiter, Championship Monday.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no else, gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I gotta go, dawg. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with a friends new.
Hey, welcome back. Perfect Game TV. Danny Wexelman, Steve Phillips with you this afternoon. That's Taylor Worth on the mound. Coming back for the bottom of the second inning is a UC Davis commit. And listen, this is a guy 6 foot tall, 160, and he shared a little bit about himself, Steve, that maybe he's got that smaller frame, but he thinks, and his scouting report about himself is that he pounds the zone with all 5 of his pitches. He says, I've got a clean, repeatable motion that allows for easy velocity. Listen, I love when these guys describe themselves in their own words. I like to see the confidence. I want to hear what they think they have. So I'm a fan of any guy who describes himself that way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that the idea that he does pound the strike zone, and, so many times we get caught up in velocity and spin, but just throw strikes and let your defense do the work behind you.
Yeah, we've seen some good defense already in this championship ball game. Again, these teams playing their semifinal games earlier this morning. For the East Coast Sox, they won 2-1 over Power Baseball in the semis. And for CBA Marucci, they won 4-2 over Canes Midwest 18U National. These teams have played all weekend long. We started with 72. We're down to 2. These 2 teams vying for that championship trophy. The last 2 years, 5-star top-tier Roos. They won back-to-back. They were the champs for WWBA World Championship. So a new crown this year. Cooper Smith is going to lead things off for the East Coast Sox. He's a La Tech commit, and he takes ball 1 high. Ball 2 high again. He shared some of his goals with us. He said, I want to win a state championship. I want to get first team All-State and a gold glove. He goes to Live Oak High School. Jesse Cassard is his high school coach in Baton Rouge. And he chases the high fastball, 2 on the count.
Yeah, 2-0 count right there. You want to sort of keyhole it a little bit. Make sure you get a pitch in a zone because Worth has started this inning off with really 3 pitches out of the zone, although he got the called strike on the swing right there. Make him bring it in.
That one's fouled away, so now a 2-2 count. So Worth fell behind and then is able to come back. He's sitting right now 86-88 with that fastball.
Yeah, and again, not overpowering, but he will fill out. I mean, I know he's only 6 feet tall, but he is lean, and he'll get some strength to him, start to build up that bottom half, and he'll add velocity as he moves forward.
Oh, he gets a swing and the miss, the first strikeout of the afternoon for Taylor Worth.
And going to a little bit of a breaking ball right there as he worked his way back, going fastball, 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 and then putting a wrinkle in it and getting Smith to swing over the top of the ball.
All right, one away for Evan Berg, the Tulane commit playing center field. And he takes strike one.
With the breaking ball, I like that. Coming back, doubling up on it, getting that feel for it right now. It's a good pitch because hitters go up there looking fastball. If you can just get that get me over curveball, you got a chance to work ahead in the count.
Slider coming in at 74 miles an hour. Goes right back but misses. It's 1-1. Worth shared a little bit about how he's had to kind of figure out how to overcome what his body is right now, 6 foot tall, 160, and just kind of figure those things out getting in the gym. And he said that's been really helpful to allow me to pitch well. The frame is just something you have to adjust to. And I mean, we hear this all the time, right? Like, even if it's kind of the opposite, when you've got guys who are 6'6" and they've had a 6-inch growth spurt trying to figure out their limbs. Berg thought about it. They check down over to first, our umpiring crew this afternoon. Travis Roberson behind home plate, Jose Sandoval at first, Jared Neal at second, and Miguel Cruz is our third base umpire. We got a full crew for the championship game. 1-2 the count. Oh, there it is again. Taylor Worth feeling pretty good with that off-speed back-to-back strikeouts.
I like that. I mean, he showed nothing, mostly fastballs in the first inning, coming back with the breaking ball right here and just locking him up at the plate right now as Berg unable to even offer at it as he just broke it, starting it out of the zone and breaking it in the zone.
A little bit of a knee bender there. Sebastian Garavito will bat. The DH in the lineup this afternoon, committed to Nova Southeastern. And he hits that one on the ground right back to Worth. He's going to throw it over to first. The tag by Dylan Harrison is made. And so CBA, another 1-2-3 inning. Efficiency, the name of the game for them right now. All hands on deck for the championship game.
I'll throw it. Now, getting a little help from his first baseman, Dylan Harris, coming in and making the play, keeping it fair. That ball might have rolled foul, but good job by him keeping it to get the tag at first base.
Welcome you back into Jupiter, Florida, home of the 2024 Perfect Game World Championship. WWBA, Jupiter's been home for a very long time. We started with 72 teams this weekend. All right, this is the 8th game between the championship teams, CBA Marucci and East Coast Sox 2025 Scout were scoreless in the top of the 3rd inning. Nicholas Yinas back out on the mound, and Damian Casas is leading things off for CBA.
Well, Yinas has had to work a little bit harder than Worth has, but he's been able to make the big pitches when he's needed to.
Yinas goes to Archbishop McCarthy, head coach there, Mike Fires. We mentioned Marcus Stroman, somebody that he looks up to. He said, the part of my game that's grown the most this year is that ball's blocked behind the plate, my pitching, velocity, and command. He's also been dealing with a really difficult situation at home. He said the greatest challenge that I've had to overcome is helping my dad through his brain cancer. My mom has been a strength for our family mentally. So a lot going on in that family. We're hoping everything is okay and sending all our love, of course, to his entire family.
Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers to the family.
He's gotten out of a couple of jams through the first 2 innings already. Casas represents the bottom of the order for CBA. Nathan Widelski's on deck as the leadoff man. No one's fouled away.
I like Cooper Smith behind the plate on the 0-2 pitch that was a ball in the dirt. He blocked it. And remember, with 2 strikes, if you get a swing and miss right there, the ball in the dirt, it's still in play. You got to get the runner out at first base or tag him. But I like the thinking there, right? He's not taking it for granted. He's not being lazy. He's really putting himself out there, doing all he can to help out Yinas on the mound.
7th pitch of the at-bat, fouled away. Count stays full.
Pretty good quality at bat right here, too, as you think about this for Casas, batting 9th, but really battling.
And that one misses high, so Casas works the leadoff walk and turns it over to Nathan Widelski.
Kind of serving as the second leadoff man. You see the fastball away right there, and Cooper Smith trying to frame it, pulling it back into the zone, but a good eye at the plate there by Damian Casas.
Widelski lined out in his first at bat.
Widelski having a good tournament so far and big hits in the semifinal game to help land his team here into the finals. Trying to see if he can't keep it going.
He's out of San Diego, California. He goes to Mira Mesa High School. That one's put in play. Both the runner advances over to second, so Casas now on second. And they just passed the baton. You know, this is what we see this weekend, Steve. Just put the ball in play and see what happens.
Yeah, don't try to do too much. Got to pitch down and in and just drop the bat head to it and knocked it through the 5.5 hole over there. And now a little rally going for CBA Marucci as they are runners on first and second with nobody out.
Here's Ethan Klaus. He's singled in the first. Shows bunt and pulls it back. Another bunt attempt pulled back.
Now you wonder now 2-0 count whether they give him a chance to maybe swing away here. Just look at it. Look for a pitch. Look for a fastball. Middle part of the plate and see if he can't drive it.
Yeah, Klaus, the LSU commit, ranked 73rd in the 2025 class. They're going to come out and have a chat on the mound. Cooper Smith walking out. The infield coming up. Again, John Pano, Mark Willoughby, a part of this staff.
Trying to talk over maybe what they're going to do here on a bunt situation, how they might handle it.
I mean, this is a big moment, right? This is the 2-hole guy in your lineup. He's already singled. It looks like CBA's maybe getting some better looks off of Yinas. And so they're just going to talk through the plays they got to make. I mean, listen, Championship Monday, you mentioned it. These guys are tired. They've been grinding it out. This is their 8th game. It's a lot of baseball. No matter how much you love it, that's a lot of baseball. They check over at first, but the ball gets away. They're going to send Casas home. The throw coming in, not in time. Casas is safe, and CBA's got the 1-0 lead.
Well, interesting, on the visit to the mound, they must have talked about a back pick at first base, but not able to execute it on the play right there, and nobody there, right? So not sure what the miscommunication was, but obviously with runners on first and second, the first baseman's not going to hold the runner. And I thought maybe they put something on when they went out there to the mound, talk about let's do a backdoor pick at first base, see if we can't catch somebody sleeping. But instead it leads to a run coming around and scoring.
Yeah, great hustle by Casas to come home from second, diving in. And there's a strike to Klaus. Widelsky ended up on third on the play as well, so 90 feet closer to home.
So it changes the at-bat right here now for Klaus, where he was in a position to potentially try to sacrifice the 2 runners over. Now in a position to try to pick this runner up from third base with less than 2 outs.
He gets a hold of that one. Over to the right side. And he's going to bring in another run. So an RBI for Ethan Klaus, and it's 2-0 CBA.
Got to take advantage of those mistakes and opportunities. And Klaus getting the ball down to the zone. Definitely a low ball hitter like many left-handed hitters are. Taking that pitch, driving it over the second baseman's head. Danny Machado into right field, picking up the run. 2-0 right now, Marucci.
All right, here's Diesel Toth. He'll be the next batter. Looks like that's going to be it for Nicholas Yinas on the mound. Next man up mentality for Championship Monday. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the new arm on the mound. It's 2-0 CBA.
PJ Morlando, 19 years of age.
Yeah, it's one of the better BPs that we've seen today.
I don't think he's going to go in the middle of the first round like we anticipated coming into the year. The stock has dropped this spring amid questions about his usable power and athleticism, making it unlikely that he'll go in the first round as once projected.
I mean, this game fires me up. You know, this is my life. I truly believe that God placed me here to glorify his name while playing baseball.
With the 16th pick of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Miami Marlins select.
All right, we welcome you back. It's Championship Monday, the gorgeous trophy that awaits one of these teams. We started with 72, down to these two. East Coast Sox 2025 Scout Team and CBA Marucci, who has a 2-0 lead in the top of the third inning. New arm on the mound for the Sox. This is Xavier Domenech. He's going to try to pick up the pieces right now and keep this score close.
Yeah, got to try to come in and do some damage control right here. And not a great situation to enter the game, but a chance for him to go out there and maybe get some outs and impress some of the scouts and college coaches who are watching, right? Coming out of a bullpen, come in throwing strikes, come in and try to make pitches that you need to limit the damage.
Yep, he's going to inherit a runner over on first. That's Ethan Klaus, who drove in the second run of this ball game. These teams playing their 8th game of the weekend. It's been a grueling schedule for them. Obviously a little bit of a shift because of the hurricane that came through, and so a few more games in less days, right? 7 games, 5 days. This is the 8th, the championship game here. So it's been a grind, and you're seeing position players pitching sometimes. It is the unlikely heroes, similar to the big league postseason, which we love so much. Yankees, Dodgers. I know everyone's a bit wound up for that. I'm pretty wound up about this championship game here, though, where my eyes are at. Diesel Toth steps up to the plate. He hit into a fielder's choice in the first. takes a ball outside.
You know, Danny, as you watch this, we talk about, Major League Baseball and the World Series. I mean, so many of the players that are playing in the World Series and the playoffs have come through this program and played in perfect game events like this.
That one's in for a ball. I mean, yeah, when we're talking about the East Coast Sox in particular, the first one that comes to my mind is Bobby Witt Jr., I think probably one of their biggest alums. Pete Alonso, of course, who just finished with the Mets in the postseason, as well played in this program. That's a walk for Toth.
That looked like a pretty close pitch right there, but, got to earn it and get it in there. So now runners on first and second, and even more of a jam. Now remember, you've got the number 4 hitter up, Jet Kennedy here, but we did see them with Ethan Klaus talk about pretty good pitch right there. With Ethan Klaus, he was squaring around to bunt earlier, so you wonder what the coaches will have him do here.
Here's Jet Kennedy, and he squares and pulls it back. Kennedy grounded out to third in his first at bat. He's from Carlsbad, California. Goes to Carlsbad High School. Scott DeYoung, the head coach of that program, said my goal is to get drafted either out of high school or college. He's committed to Cal Berkeley.
I'm going to try to get together right here. Coach coming out to talk it through as well. What's the plan of attack here in a bunt situation potentially? How you want to defend it? Because, you don't want to dig too deep of a hole, down 2-0 right now. You don't want to dig too deep of a hole to find yourself trying to find a way to get out of this.
I don't mind the over-communication. These guys are gassed and just making sure that everyone is on the same page. I don't know if that was the case that last play, Steve, with the throw over to first, allowing the runners to come home and score. That wild pitch, Damian Casas scored for the first run. So I don't mind the over-communication.
Looks like maybe they might be making a pitching change here. They've been looking toward the bullpen area. Sure does. Looks like they're going to make a change there.
All right, so Xavier Dominic does not last very long in this one. And sometimes it happens, man. You don't have it on that day. There's 2 on and no outs. Jet Kennedy is the batter at the plate. All right, CBA still up 2-0. We'll come back with a new pitcher for the Sox.
Stepping to the plate, PJ Morlando.
I believe this is where it all began.
And here comes the pitch.
And this is the sweetest sound in the world.
Of course, to be able to swing a bat quick, you're going to have to be strong.
I believe you gotta rise before you can shine. That there is no agony worse than defeat.
The question is, does he have the bat speed? Does he have what it takes?
And an angel watches over me.
And swinging. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
I believe this will all be worth it.
And the next pick in the 2024 draft is...
Welcome back to Championship Monday. It's 2-0 CBA in the top of the third. How'd we get here? Well, Damian Casas got aboard with a walk. A wild pitch brought him home. That advanced Nathan Wadelski to third, and then Ethan Klaus drove in a run to make it 2-0, Steve. So it looks like CBA is just kind of taking advantage of the moment.
Yeah, taking advantage of base runners, opportunities, and trying to keep it going in this inning to see if they can't keep tacking on runs.
There's 2 on, no outs. Jet Kennedy is the batter. He's going to be facing the new arm, the 2027 class, Dominic Ferreira. You gut it out. You grind it out. Everyone is available. Jet lays the bunt down. Ferreira goes to first. And there's 1 away. The runners advance.
Listen, I like the youngster Ferreira playing up, right? 2027, a couple years playing up within this group right here. But threw a strike and came off the mound, fielded his position as they advanced the runners, but get an out, right? That's what you want to do in a situation like this. Make sure you get an out, able to get it done as Garro actually going down to the ground to avoid the throw from Ferreira to first base.
Yeah, that was like an army crawl down there to make sure he wasn't in the way. Andrew Giles is the batter. And here's my thing, Steve. At this point, I'd like to see strikes. I think everyone wants to see strikes. Put the ball in play. Let your defense work for you. They've proven that they can get the job done. So let them see what they can do.
Infield in right here, trying to cut down the runner at the plate.
Giles flew out to left his first at bat. That one's tapped right back to Ferreira. He's going to chase down the runner over at third. All the way back to the bag. Wow, the athleticism from Ferreira to make that play, come off the mound. The PFP's pitcher fielding practice paying off for him.
It really did, and he did an excellent job. He picked up the runner, ran at him, right? When you get somebody in a rundown, you want to run at him, get them turn their shoulders, make them run, and then making the feed to third base. The poise of a class of 2027 youngster on the mound. Very impressive right here.
All right, two-away, Will Bandel will bat. Hits it in the air, right side of the field. And Danny Machado makes the play. So what a job by the young pitcher. Ferreira able to get out of the jam, play his position, but CBA takes that 2-0 lead. We head to the bottom of the third.
I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. If you take
Welcome back, 2-0 CBA Marucci over East Coast Soccer 2025 Scout in the championship game here in Jupiter, Florida at the 2024 PG WWBA World Championship. How about this guy, Bobby Witt Jr., an alum of the East Coast Sox program in the class of 2019, second overall pick to Kansas City, the AL batting champ in 2024, and this kid, man, saw Bobby Witt Jr. all postseason long, saw him when the Royals came to town to play the Yankees and the Mets this year, got to see his family. Steve, I saw his mom, Lori, hugging Izzy Volpe, who's Anthony Volpe's mom, because when you play travel ball, you're all together all the time, even if you're not on the same team. And Bobby and Anthony played in the same tournaments on a lot of different teams together. And really special what Bobby's been able to do, you know, in the MVP conversation this year. If not for what Aaron Judge was doing, you could make a case for Bobby.
I remember watching Bobby Witt Jr., the Team USA 18U trials, and trying to make that team, and just so impressed by him and his relationship with his dad. Bobby Witt Sr. obviously was a major league pitcher as well, and just good genes and a solid young man with great character. And not a surprise that the Royals have built around him. And so that's it, right? It's not only the talent, but it's also the character and the makeup that matter to baseball people.
Yeah, and Bobby was a guy walking around the field. Everyone was looking up to him when he was in high school. It was similar to, I feel like, what Bryce Harper was, just kind of in awe of how composed he was. And obviously gets that from his dad, Bobby Witt Sr., former big league pitcher. So it's pretty special to see what he's doing so far, and obviously well representing East Coast Sox. Danny Machado leads things off, the FAU commit. Pretty swing, drives that, but foul.
Really nice swing right there. Short and quick to the ball, pulling it down the right field line, but just a bit foul.
It's his first at bat of the afternoon. Taylor Wirth's been pretty efficient on the mound. 6 outs through 2 innings. 6 batters faced is what I mean to say, as that ball's hit in the air. Foul territory. Jet Kennedy coming over to make the grab on the track.
Well, it's one of those plays that you'll learn to get to the fence in front of the dugout and then work your way back, right? Instead of drifting, get to where you know where the limit is and then move yourself away from it, coming over to make the play. But he's able to track it down and make the catch.
That's going to bring up the 2027 Jace Riggin. Squares around and pulls back. Good pick by Bandel. We've seen some great catching this weekend, Steve.
We have. We really have. Good framing and blocking the ball in the dirt. Some real effort from the youngsters behind the plate.
Riggin obviously playing up for his age as that one comes up and in for a ball. Two balls, one strike, the count.
Well, Wirth just continuing to throw strikes, right? That efficiency that we've talked about. He's retired 7 straight batters so far. And he talked about his strengths are just that ability to repeat his delivery and just pound the strike zone. And he's doing it.
That one rides all the way in, though, and looks like it catches him. So he'll take the base, the first base runner aboard.
The curse of the announcer right there.
That's right.
The curse of the announcer. Talk about his great command and control, and of course, he hits the batter with the next pitch.
That's all right, Steve. We'll forgive you. Your name isn't,
my goodness,
wild and crazy.
I know better than that.
8 stolen bases for Riggin over this last calendar year. Caden Guerra will bat. Taps it on the ground to the right side. They go over to second for the out, and the first base umpire says Dylan Harrison his foot was off the bag to try to turn 2. They did get the lead runner at second, though.
Yeah, it looked like the throw to first just pulled the runner off first base, and I don't believe we can go to a review right here as he stretches to make the play on it, and looks like his foot might have come right off the base as he stretched forward and ultimately able to be safe at first base for Garo.
Harrison can't believe it. The umpires are going to get together. We don't have replay review, but they can talk about it. Someone else had a better view, and it looks like someone else did have a better view of that play. So Dylan Harrison, who was vying for the umpire's attention, gets it and gets the call. So they turn to erase the base runner. Great defense there from CBA once again, getting the job done. Wow.
Yeah, interesting turn there. And look, it was close. I mean, his foot looked like it did come off the base at one point. And the question is, did it make it back onto the base after that? When the umpires caucus, they get together. And obviously, East Coast Sox needing a bit of an explanation.
the fourth inning. The bottom of the third, CBA thought they had a double play, appealed to the umpires who gathered together. They had a safe call over at first originally, overturned it to out. So CBA turns the double play to erase the base runners for the Sox. It's 2-0 CBA as we go to the fourth inning. Jagger Snitko is leading things off. He's had himself a weekend so far. The bat's been extremely impactful for this ball club. 2 for 3 in the semifinal win to help send him to the championship game.
Yeah, gotta love that. Hitting 300 through the 8 games and taking advantage of the opportunities, right? Understanding that every at-bat matters and not one at-bat has to connect to the next one either. If you don't get a hit one time, let it go, learn from it, and go up there with a fresh mindset the next time at the plate.
He's hitting 300 through these 8 games. And just a reminder, CBA Marucci from Temecula, California, the only team from the West Coast to travel to this year's Perfect Game WWBA. The World Championship moved back a week because of the hurricane, and it's tough to get out here. John Pano explaining that, it's not always the most appealing to head to Florida, and especially this time of year. His team's never made it past the quarterfinals, so for them to be in the championship has got to be a thrill for them and their staff.
Yeah, for sure, Danny. And he talked about that, when you're traveling across country like that, and look, you can attest to it in professional baseball, and teams fly across country. It's always a challenge. You got a lot of the local teams that commute down there. They're fresh. They're ready to go. It's sort of a home game for them.
Snitko rolls it over to the third base side. It's foul, though. Yeah, so this team's got Diesel Toth, Jet Kennedy, and Jagger Snitko.
Unbelievable. I mean, just great names.
All name
Brock
teams.
Cassis is a good name, too. Another one.
Yeah.
Good name game for the Marucci team, for sure.
There's Casas and Cross, the bottom of the order. Waiting to get their turn to come back to the plate as the ball sails outside. Two-one the count. 2-2 the count, excuse me. That one's fouled away.
Battling, though, fouling off the pitch up in the zone. Let's see if Ferreira can throw a breaking ball down and change his eye level right now.
Dominic Ferreira in the 2027 class coming in to try to clean things up for the East Coast Sox. The third pitcher already this afternoon for this team, trailing by 2. Inside for ball 4, a leadoff walk.
Well, I'll tell you, Ferreira did a really nice job cleaning up the last inning and getting out of a jam. Showed a lot of poise on the mound, fielding his position, getting a runner caught off third base, and a little bit of a rundown. Did a nice job. Sometimes you settle down and those emotions start to kick in a little bit, so he's going to have to try to get himself back in that strike zone and see if he can't try to retire the hitter to get a ground ball for a double play.
First pitch swinging. Dylan Harrison's having himself a day deep into the right side of the park. It gets down. Snitko heads for third, and Dylan Harrison likes it.
Yeah, got a pitch, inner third of the plate, was ready to drive it. Pulled his hands through, kept it fair, hit it over the first baseman's head. Garro at first base. Line drive right there. Good piece of hitting. Look at that. Just down into the corner. Runner goes first to third. Got something going.
And that's going to call the attention to the East Coast Sox back to the mound to talk about the plan. You know, part of what these travel teams are, not just here trying to win the WWBA World Championship, is developing their players, right? Travel teams now aren't just fun teams you play on with your guys all summer long. It's development for the next level. These are taken so seriously. And I think this is, again, we go back to why guys pick certain teams is the coaching staff, the development, the support, moments like these, right? Like, obviously, they want to win this game. Like, there's no doubt about it. These guys are dirtbags. Like, they want to win the game. They've been playing all weekend long. But it's also a lot of teaching moments throughout, too, for these coaching staffs.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play it right here. So first and third with nobody out, and you play in the middle infield back, and seeing if they can't try to get themselves a double play.
Brock Cross, the batter, fouls off the first pitch. Cross grounded out his first at bat. Damian Casas waiting on deck. There's 2 away in the top of the 4th. Fired in. Those pitches, Steve, just missing a little too far inside, but I like that it kind of pushes the batter off the plate.
Well, that can speed them up, looking for something inside and free up the outer third of the plate for something soft.
Hard hit. That's going to bring in a run. So Brock Cross with a 2-out RBI and keeps the line moving. 3-0 CBA.
Well, able to get the double play right there, though. And so I think at that point they were thinking about, for East Coast Sox, should we give up the run to get the 2 outs in that situation to avoid the big inning? And they're able to turn that double play. That's a job well done. Nice job, young men, getting that done. Now you got a situation where you sort of cleared the bases out, see if you can't get back in the dugout and get something going offensively.
All right, so here's Damian Casas. Walked and scored in the 3rd. And he takes a ball high.
Casas really battled his first at bat, earning a walk and coming around to score the first run of the game for Marucci. And going to Cal State Fullerton commitment.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Ferreira for the strike. And that ball outside. That pitch has been inside to righties, outside to lefties. So far for Ferreira.
Yeah, you watch his delivery. He'll fall off toward first base sometimes, and it's got to keep that front shoulder closed so his arm can get out in front.
Yeah, we know it's an out, bro. It's Ryan, bro. Of course we know.
That one's in the air. Foul territory on the right side. In play, either way, it's caught and out, so that's going to end the threat. A run does come home, though, so CBA leading 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Championship Monday in Jupiter.
Wow. Oh, it feels brand new. That's crazy. I feel no pain, nothing. That's like crazy. Zero pain, zero.
Yo, that's crazy, dude.
Like, I can't feel my traps anymore because they've been going and they're super loose now. But my legs, it almost feels like somebody's just like, pump, pump, pump. It feels like you're getting a massage, free massage.
2 micros, no better way to go.
The weather is warm and it's the perfect time of year to cook outside. Loco Smart Temp griddles provide precise and controllable griddle surface temperatures ranging from 250 degrees all the way up to a sear setting. The cooking temperature always stays exactly where you set it, so your meal always comes out just right. Cultivating great experiences is part of our DNA, and everyone has a seat at our table, so pull up a chair. Cook faster and party longer with Loco Cookers.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th, CBA adds a run. They're up 3-0 over East Coast Sox 2025 scout team. You get to this point in the weekend, right? We start with 72 teams. This is game 8 for both of these teams, and there's a lot of arms that have been used, a lot of things that have happened. You can see here through bracket play, East Coast Sox, their recap, right? In round of 32, they win 8-7, squeak one out with a 1-run game. In the next round, they win 5-2. And then their quarterfinal win, an outstanding win, of course, scoring 10 runs. The semifinal win, though, much closer for them. Just a 2-1 win over Power Baseball in the semis. That's how they got here, Steve.
It is, and so it's quite a journey to work your way through all these different games, a lot of experiences, but now they've got to try to find a way to get back on track right now. East Coast Sox, only the minimum have gone to the plate so far. They didn't have a hit batter, but erased on a double play, so effectively 9 up, 9 down so far for Taylor Wirth on the mound.
Yeah, Taylor Wirth's been doing a great job of mixing and matching with the batters for East Coast Sox. It is back to the top. J.D. Whitworth at the plate, grounded out his first at bat, but we know he's got the power, went yard in the semifinal game. And there's that bat that whips in the air deep into the outfield. J.D. Whitworth, nice swing. There's one away.
Yeah, he makes good solid contact. He's short and quick to the baseball, and listen, it's about hitting the ball hard. You can't always place it. It can't always fall in where you want. But the more hard contact and solid contact and barreling that you do, the better chance you have to get a base hit.
All right, so here's Matthew Kelly with one away. Flew out in the first. And he takes a ball. 5 days, 8 games for these two teams. One ball, one strike.
Yeah, Wirth effectively still using that little slider that he rolls in there, and it seems like the hitters must not pick it up well because they all seem to take it.
Kelly rolls over. Foul ball. We mentioned Wirth, UC Davis committee said he can't wait to get to campus and make an impact, but he also wants to travel to Europe. He said, I want to spend some time with my family and friends before I leave for college. Those are his goals over the next year. It's a good swing and miss there from Kelly.
See if he goes to the breaking ball again here, working ahead in the count, pounding that strike zone. In a situation where he can start the slider on the plate and break it off the plate to see if he can get Kelly to chase. Well, didn't
that one
get him
misses
to chase.
Low for a ball. Yeah, no chase there. Didn't even flinch. All right, so Kelly working a good at bat.
Let's see if this is a point where you might look at a guy like Taylor Wirth, think he might get a little fatigued. The pitch count's starting to mount a little bit. Can he sort of dig down deep for a little bit more to work his way through this inning for his team?
Yeah, it would be huge if he could get through this inning, giving a little length to his team in the championship game in Jupiter. And he gets the swing and miss, the high fastball, his third strikeout of the afternoon, and 2 away.
Yeah, you think about it, not a lot of strikeouts, right? So but that pitch up in the zone always is vulnerable. Really hard to get level and on top of that ball to be able to put it in play. Gets the swing and miss there, but he's mostly done it by inducing soft contact and being able to keep hitters off balance, keep them reaching for the ball a little bit.
The 3-hole hitter, Ryan Harwood, steps in. Drives that ball in the air. He's got a 2-out base hit for the East Coast Sox.
First hit for the Sox in this game, and so their hope is that maybe that could open the floodgates a little bit. They had the one hit batter that was erased on the double play last inning, and now a little visit to the mound here. Just I think probably a check-in to see how Taylor Wirth is feeling if he can get through this inning.
John Pano, Matt Jervis, the coaching staff for CBA, representing the West Coast. The first time that CBA Marucci's made it to the championship round, this game at Jupiter. All right, so 1 on, 2 down. Cooper Smith will bat. Smith said he's a fan of Pudge Rodriguez. Said, I love to watch his highlights. We're similar height, same position. As he pops that one up on the left side of the field. Trailing in the grass, and nice play there by Jet Kennedy over his shoulder to make the grab and leave that runner stranded. So just 1 over the minimum for Taylor Wirth, and CBA still holding on to a 3-0 lead as we head to the 5th inning, a championship Monday. Welcome back. I'm Danny Wexelman with Steve Phillips, former Big League General Manager, with you on Perfect Game TV for Championship Monday in Jupiter, Florida at the 2024 PG WWBA World Championship. All weekend long, 5 days, 8 games for these two teams who meet in the championship game. East Coast Sox 2025 Scout and CBA Marucci, who's got a 3-0 lead as we head into the 5th inning. And Steve, it's been a tale of two games here. CBA Marucci's had a ton of traffic on the bases. They've brought in 3. And for the East Coast Sox, they really haven't been able to get much going offensively.
No, they haven't. But I think you look at it and think that East Coast Sox have at least kept it close, that they're not getting blown out, that if they do find a way to rally, and a lot of times what happens is when you get that dominating pitcher out of the game, it feels like all of a sudden now maybe we can start to score. And Taylor Wirth has been that dominating so far, doing an outstanding job. And ultimately keeping his team out in front and leading the game.
Yeah, 4 shutout innings for him, just 1 hit given up in that last frame. Dominic Ferreira came in to clean up a little bit for the East Coast Sox. He's done a great job of that, by the way, in the class of 2027, and he's just attacking the zone. Nathan Wadelski is the batter. Go ahead, Steve.
So impressed, Danny, that we're talking about a class of 27 here for Ferreira on the mound, which is just like to have that sort of poise to compete against older players, more mature physically players, is very impressive.
Ferreira from Coral Springs, Florida. He goes to American Heritage High School. American Heritage Plantation, excuse me. 6'3", 181. He's 15 years and 8 months old. And that one misses outside. So another leadoff walk for CBA.
And we saw that last inning as well, leading off first hitter with a walk until he was able to sort of get himself back into the zone. And that's just maturity. That's just learning and growing and understanding your body and your delivery and then the intensity of attacking hitters and the confidence level of doing that.
A pitch missing inside to Ethan Klaus. He singled in the 3rd and singled in the 1st, so been on base twice today. And it looks like it's just going to be a quick chat on the mound. You can see Coach is hustling out to talk to his team. But a little more on Ferreira, by the way. I mean, listen, it's impressive what he's been able to do. He's up to 86 on the mound. He hit that earlier this summer at a Perfect Game event. He's participated in the Sophomore World Championship, also at the 15U National Championship. That's where he hit 86. And he's going to sit between 83 and 86. Steve's got a slider changeup mix, too, again, in the 2027 class.
Yeah, it's just, and again, those 2 years are such a big difference in growth and in social skills and mental skills and emotional development. And so really love when young guys can play up a bit. It's just such a learning opportunity. But I mean, listen, 15-year-olds and 18-year-olds talk about different things. And that gap is one that you're going to grow up quickly being around some of these older players and also learn how to deal with some of this competitive nature of a tournament like this.
Yeah, so that communication on the mound, right, going back to first for that pickoff move. Wadelski diving back a couple of times, the San Diego native. He's got 6 stolen bases this season. Obviously, they're trying to keep him close. That one scoots a bit away, but Wadelski stays over at first. Klaus's back foot all the way back in the box, and he takes a strike.
Good tough pitch right there. That's a pitcher's pitch. And when you're up 2-0 and you get one down and away like that, it's a good idea to take it. You don't have to swing at it just because it's in the zone.
That one fouled off. 2-2 count on Klaus.
Klaus ripped a single over the second baseman's head his last time up.
Yeah, see that back foot all the way back on the chalk. It's so interesting to me, Steve. Sometimes, when I played softball, we're up in the box so we don't have to deal with the junk. But I feel like more and more I see batters in the back of the box to really get a full look at if that ball is going to break, where it's going to break. Not trying to catch it out in front necessarily, but just identify the pitch better. And Klaus does a good job of that to work the walk.
He does. And I was always a back foot on the chalk guy, too. I wanted to have as much time as I could to see a pitch as possible before I swung and missed at it. I mean, I was going to swing and miss at it. I just wanted to give myself as much time to see it before I did that.
You wanted to know who was getting you, right?
Yeah, I wanted to really get a good look at it.
Yeah, I like it. I always swung at the first pitch or bunted the first pitch, so I never even saw a second pitch most of the time.
You might see a bunt here.
Here's Diesel Toth. We have seen CBA square around when they've got runners on. Back-to-back walks issued, so there's 2 on and no outs in the top of the 5th. Toth also worked a walk in the 3rd. Squares early and pulls it back. Cooper Smith smothers the pitch. Don't forget, so this is why I love Jupiter, because Diesel Toth closed out the semifinal game pitching 3 innings for his team to help send him here to the championship. Rides in. They throw all the way down to second to try to get the runner. A lot of confidence from Cooper Smith.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, trying to see if he can't get him. If with the runner on second with a bunt situation, they try to get a strong secondary lead. But if they turn those shoulders or they get too far off, you've got a chance to pick them off there at second. Fortunately enough, Wadelski was able to get back into second base. 3-0 count right here. Can't imagine. If he squares, he won't really be looking to bunt in any way. It'll just be a take pitch.
And there it is. Take pitch. Take the strike. But that one misses. So 3 walks issued. That loads the bases up for Jet Kennedy. One more note on Diesel Toth, by the way. 3 innings, right? 2 runs given up, 4 strikeouts. He pitched 67 pitches, and he hit 94. Average fastball 92. He sat between 88 and 94 on the mound for Diesel Toth. So pretty impressive by that young man.
Diesel was throwing some heat.
Yeah, 2025 uncommitted. Very impressive. We know that college coaches are at home watching. The pro scouts out in full force. But that's going to be it for Dominic Ferreira. Does his job trying to keep this game a 3-run ball game. You got to give him a ton of credit.
Well, he battled for sure. Did the best he could to try to get out of the big jam. in the third inning, and but pitched himself into a little bit of trouble, and those leadoff walks will come back and haunt you.
Yeah, so bases are loaded. Still no outs in the top of the fifth. CBA with that 3-0 lead. We come back with a new arm on the mound for the Sox in a moment.
From a lot of people, for this year I was basically nobody. A lot of people tell me you're not going to be able to do that. You can't. You're not capable of doing that.
There you go. Good.
It's just going to keep pushing and pushing until you finally say it's enough and you're going to make something happen.
I'm going to be there one day, Mom. This is all he's ever wanted to do.
What do you think I'm going to call? What's the lowest? I just need to hear my name called. Fuck.
All right, we welcome you back to Championship Monday. Danny Wexelman and Steve Phillips with you on Perfect Game TV. Thanks for spending your weekend with us. Maybe you couldn't make it out to Jupiter. You're at home. Maybe you're a college coach and you weren't allowed to be there. Maybe whatever the case may be, we're happy to have you here. Championship Monday between CBA Marucci and East Coast Sox 2025 Scout Team. CBA holding on to a 3-0 lead. Big moment here for Adrian Gomez, who comes in relief, the left-handed pitcher, and acquires bases loaded with no outs.
Certainly asking a lot out of the young man, but I got to try to come in and throw strikes. I mean, that's going to be the challenge right now, and you can't go out there thinking zeros. You've got to try to figure out, let me get in the zone, let me get an out right away. Let's get an out somewhere. If we give up a run, we give up a run, but you want to try to avoid the crooked number if you can and not try to be too perfect, which could lead to bigger problems.
Yeah, Jet Kennedy is going to be the batter. He's made contact, but 2 outs in the ballgame so far. Defense has been working for the Sox. They've done a good job when the ball's been put in play of making those plays. So, I think it's a matter of, again, you go back to just make your pitches, let your defense work. And there's a good pitch, swing and miss.
Well, he pulled the infield in to try to cut down the runner at the plate, at least to make sure you get 1 out on that situation. But obviously with the infield in, it creates some angles for the hitter to be able to try to hit a ground ball back up the middle and through the infield.
That one's fouled away. Big leadoff. Nathan Wadelski over at third base. He is dancing. Another pitch fouled away. So, again, a new arm. This is the 4th arm for the East Coast Sox. Adrian Gomez coming in the game, the lefty, acquiring bases loaded, no outs, top 5, trying to keep it a 3-0 game. It's an uncomfortable look, Steve.
Yeah, not a bad pitch. He's got some action on his fastball and a little bit of life to it as well. We've seen him go up in the zone, down in the zone, in and out already a little bit.
2-2 pitch hit in the air. Wadelski tagging up over at third. He's going to come home. The play at the plate, and he's safe. A sac fly for Jet Kennedy, and it's 4-0 CBA.
Well, I got to tell you, J.D. Whitworth in left field made a nice, strong throw to home plate. Did a good job getting behind the ball and being able to make an accurate throw. And Cooper Smith did the best he could trying to field this throw that came into the field of play a little bit, in toward first base a little, where he had to get the ball to come back toward home plate, just not able to get in there. Good slide by Wadelski, getting his foot in. Excellent call by the umpire, in perfect position to make that call.
Bang, bang play. The defense, that was an excellent throw from the outfield. You really can't ask for more than that. The tag from Smith as well, Steve, as you described. So there's 1 away. Andrew Giles will bat. Pops it up. Left side of the field and out of play.
Gomez, bases loaded, nobody out. You come in and get a sac fly right there. And the runners did not advance on first and second, so you still got a double play ball in order here. So a chance maybe to get out of the inning with just that 1 run scored. And that would be a win, I think, for East Coast. Sox.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, listen, Taylor Wirth on the other side is rolling. To have an arm available to you in the championship game of this event to go as long as he has already, when East Coast Sox, they've used their fourth pitcher in this just to piece it together. You know, it's giving me Dodger bullpen vibes right now. There's Wirth waiting at the end of the bench to go back out and put up another 0 for his team. But they're keeping it close. 4 runs is not insurmountable. The walks might be, though.
Yeah, borderline
the walks
pitch
that are
right
being
there.
Issued. That's tough. That's a good take by Giles. There's another one. So the bases will be loaded again. Still 1 away for Will Bandel.
Strike 1 right here, going to be very important with the bases loaded. Try to get ahead, work ahead in the count, put the hitter on the defensive to try to not get the solid contact.
Bandel's been behind the plate. The battery for Taylor Wirth this afternoon doing a great job catching. He singled in the second. Flew out in the third. Bandel's a 2026, uncommitted, from Temecula, California. That's where CBA Marucci is based, John Pano's club. Listen, I like the idea here from Gomez, right? But it's just about executing right now and just being able to put the ball over the plate and let your defense work. Double play in order here, just 1 away. And there's a strike to Bandel.
Yeah, getting a feel for that breaking ball and rolling it in there. At 2-2 right now, can go in either direction. Come back with the breaking ball or try to locate the fastball up in the zone. You can throw that fastball in the same plane that he threw the breaking ball, but just harder.
All right, so there it is. So able to come in is Adrian Gomez. Sack fly, so CBA gets 1, and then he gets the strikeout. So now there's 2 away, and the damage is being limited so far.
Yeah, good pitch right there. Changed the hitter's eye level. And Bandel had taken the breaking ball up in the zone and now gets the fastball down for a called strike.
Jagger Snitko swings through strike 1. He's been on base twice today with a single and a walk, scored in the 4th. One ball, 1 strike, the count. Snitko from Tustin, California. He swings and misses. Through strike 2, coming back. He wants to do some damage here, right? You got the bases loaded, 2 away. That one's hit on the ground right back to the pitcher, Gomez. And he's able to make the play. So Adrian Gomez coming in. He gives up that stacked fly to give CBA the 4-0 lead, but a nice job to limit the offense. As you see there, Taylor Wirth coming back out. Another inning for him in CBA.
One, two, three, work!
Yes!
Mine bat's better than any other bat I've used last year.
This bat just has more pop than any other wood bat that I ever used.
Wood Bat League gonna go crazy this summer.
These bats are absolutely juiced.
We welcome you back to Jupiter, Florida, home of the 2024 WWBA World Championship. Taylor Worth got the start this afternoon for CBA, the UC Davis commit, and he's been fantastic. I don't know if I've ever seen a starting pitcher in the championship game in Jupiter, Steve, do what he's done. Faced just one over the minimum so far.
Been really good. Topped out at 92 miles per hour with his fastball and pitched more around 88, 89, but certainly more than enough on it right now at this level. And a projectable body he's going to fill out, but a lot of pitchability, right? The ability to throw the ball over the plate, to get swings and misses, to locate his pitches. He's done an outstanding job on that, been very efficient on the mound today.
Worth 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, just 47 pitches, been so efficient. That fastball's topped out at 92 miles an hour. And this is a guy who said, I'm excited to get to campus. I can't wait to impact this team and be a part of the program. He wants to travel to Europe. He wants to spend time with his family before he gets to college, but he's got a lot of time over the next year, and I'm sure part of that is winning a state championship as well. Bottom 5 we go. Championship Monday between the East Coast Sox 2025 Scout and CBA Marucci holding on to that 4-0 lead. Evan Berg will lead things off for the Sox. And he takes ball 1 low. You know, Worth had to sit for a little bit there in that inning. A couple pitching changes for the Sox and a run coming home and a bunch of walks as well. So he's been sitting, whether that's good or bad, Steve. Maybe had a little extra time to rest.
Sure. Maybe a little rust to have to shake off, coming back out to start the inning.
Pitch is fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Berg.
But he doesn't seem to be slowing down at all with anything and still able to locate his pitches. And they gave him a little bit of a breather last half inning just to give him a break on the mound. But he's really been very efficient, just pounding the strike zone with his stuff.
That one's up for a ball, 2-1. Worth worked extra hard in the classroom. He made all academic team for his high school, improved his GPA, and he's going to finish high school with a GPA above 3.5.
Good for him.
That one's inside for ball 4, a leadoff walk for Evan Berg. Just the second base runner for the Sox.
Yeah, Danny, to your point, remember he sat. You mentioned he sat for a while in the after the bottom of the 4th inning, and so it took some time maybe to get himself put back together. Going out for a visit on the mound to check in with him to see whether he's got anything left in the tank.
5 days, 8 games for both of these teams in Jupiter, playing a little bit of a condensed WWBA World Championship. These guys are such gamers. I love this event because I just feel like you see the dogs in them, right? Like you see what they're made of here. They love their travel teams, whether they're graduating and this is their last year playing or they're playing up. This is your family. These are the guys you spend all weekend with, every week, all summer. The families as well. You saw J.D. Whitworth's mom, Dana, taking videos. Like, that's what this is all about. So this is my favorite event of the year.
It is a big one and one of the most scouted events as well. Now, obviously, the college coach is not able to be there because of the delay and the postponement of the tournament for a week and pushing it back. But obviously, tuning in to PerfectGame.tv, a lot of professional scouts are there, a lot of parents there be able to watch the young men play.
That pitch catches for a strike. It's 1-1 to Sebastian Garavito. They check on Berg at first. Berg's got 3 stolen bases this year. That's hard hit. Over to the left side. And nice job in left field. Damian Casas able to make that play.
Yeah, the ball was well hit, though, right? It sounded like he barreled it up pretty good, but hit it right at the left fielder, Casas, able to make the play on it. Getting a dap from the coach saying, listen, good swing of the bat, not much you can do about it. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, we don't have the exit velo, but if we did, I'm sure it would be impressive. It sounded really good. Here's Danny Machado with 1 on and 1 down in the 5th. He's from Pembroke Pines, goes to Archbishop McCarthy High School. And there's a strike from Worth. I really liked his self-scouting report. His parents, Carlos, Roxana, his sister, Patty. He said, he's got a 60-yard dash, a 6.85. He's 92 across the infield, and he's a switch-hitting middle infielder. He pops it up on the infield, and there's 2 away.
Well, you know, I know this in professional baseball, they don't ever want pitchers catching pop-ups. But I think as you're coming up, certainly Worth has proven himself to be a very athletic pitcher on the mound, able to come off and handle that one, wind blowing. And it was just a shallow pop, and so able to step in and make the play.
Two outs. Jace Riggin will bat. You can hear the wind howling a little bit. It's been great weather all weekend long in Jupiter. Uncommitted out of Tallahassee, Florida. In the 2027 class. Got lots of time to figure out his plans.
Yeah.
He was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and they got caught up in that double play. Takes ball high.
Yeah, not a bad location right there, though, up in the zone with it, where you can get him to pop it up. He's gotten a few of those so far in the game. That higher than high fastball that's too hard to center, and guys hit the bottom of it and pop it up.
He rolls over on the ground past a diving third baseman. Nice job by him to put the ball in play and keep the inning going.
Yeah, Jace Riggin finding the hole over there, and good effort. As Jet Kendall and Jagger Snitko both dive for the ball just beyond their reach, but doing a good job laying it out for their teammates.
2 on, 2 down for Caden Garrow. Well, it looks like we have a pinch hitter.
It's a big at bat right here, too. East Coast Sox want to try to get back into the game. Got a couple runners on. Sure, there's 2 outs, but a base hit right here can get you on the board and maybe start to close this gap a little bit.
It's Christopher Casino in, the 2026 switch hitter. Takes a ball outside. That one just gets away from Bandel. The runners stay.
Casino's father, one of the coaches on the team.
Christian Casino, his dad. Mom Karina. His brother Christian Casino Jr. Looks like he foul tipped that one, or it was either lost by Bandel, and so the runners advanced to 90 feet. So not foul tipped, but lost by Bandel.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times where the wild pitch or the ball gets away and it just gets lost to the catcher. in some way. And you really need a communication from the pitcher to the catcher to point it out. If you don't know, look at the pitcher and look for his direction as to where he's going to point.
Casino leaves the 2-2 up. The count's full.
Good patience at the plate right there. Sometimes you come off the bench, wanting to come in and try to really do something, chance to drive in a run. You try to do too much, but he's showing some patience at the plate. See if he can't get a pitch to hit right here. Got first base open where, you know, he could go breaking ball and still feel comfortable that he might be able to get a swing and a miss.
Oh, that's called strike 3, and Worth jacked up about it. The most traffic on the bases he's dealt with all game, and he handles his business.
Good pitch to lock him up right there to end the inning, get out of the jam. This is what you need to win a championship, and he made the pitch. That two-seamer running back inside on the corner for the called third strike.
West Coast in Jupiter, Florida at the 2024 PG WWBA World Championship. They're up 4-0. We go to the top of the 6th, and they've taken advantage of their walks. They've scored on 3 walks. Steve, 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th.
Got to take advantage of the extra base runners right on the other side of it. You start to look at, for East Coast Sox, only 2 hits overall, and haven't been able to get the walks as Taylor Worth has just been really pounding the strike zone. An excellent job on his part with 5 shutout innings.
Yeah, you don't see that very often in Jupiter. It is usually more of the bullpen style game that you're seeing from the East Coast Sox right now. Adrian Gomez comes back out on the mound. He's facing Dylan Harrison, who fouls off a pitch.
I like Dylan Harrison swinging the bat a little bit in there. Got a base hit his last time up, and tall, strong, lanky guy with some raw strength to him. Hanging in tough on the left-handed pitcher, Gomez.
Gomez able to settle things down in the 5th for his team, the 4th pitcher this afternoon for the club, the lefty in the 2026 class. Nice movement by Cooper Smith behind the plate.
Love it. Right. 0-2 count. In case he swings at it, got to keep it in front. I really appreciate and respect the effort because we don't see as much blocking of the ball in the dirt at the major league level anymore.
Yeah, the catching game has just evolved so much, Steve. I don't really know where it's at right now. It feels in flux to me. But you can certainly appreciate what Cooper Smith has done behind the plate. Will Bandel as well, of course, for CBA. Harrison works a leadoff walk. Pinch me if you've heard that before.
Yeah, those leadoff walks can come back and haunt you. And the catching has evolved because it comes down to what's most important. Is framing most important, or is blocking the ball in the dirt most important? Like, what is, and I think that everybody has a different opinion, which leads to different sorts of technique behind the plate and different levels of success of being able to throw out runners, to frame a pitch, or to be able to block a pitch in the dirt.
They try the pick-off move to Harrison. The ball just gets away, and he slides in. East Coast Sox have been aggressive with their pickoff moves in this ball game. Not afraid to throw over, even if it hasn't worked in their favor.
Hunting outs wherever they can find them right now.
Hey, great spot. Love that spot. Love it. I don't like it, I love it.
There's a big swing and miss from Cross. Still looking for his first hit this afternoon. Championship Monday between the East Coast Sox 2025 Scout and CBA Marucci. Tapped right back to Gomez, who goes over to first for the out. There's one away. Excuse me, second. I apologize. He gets the lead runner.
Yeah, I really like the heads-up play here. And, you know, so many times with younger ball players, they'll just take the sure easy out at first base. But when you can get that lead runner there, it keeps the double play in order to be able to get yourself out of the inning at some point. And so I really appreciate that ability to feel the ball spin and make the throw to second base. It's a difference between having a runner in scoring position with one out and just a man on first base with one out and the double play still in order.
Damian Casas will come back to the plate with one on and one down. Casas walked and scored in the third, flew out in the fourth.
Really calm take by Casas right there. Not jumping at the ball, picking it up out of the pitcher's hands. You know, left on left, sometimes you can get a little jumpy in there as a hitter, but he's got a really very calm approach. I love it.
That one's high for a walk. So 2 walks now issued in the frame by Gomez. Puts 2 runners aboard and 1 away. Back to the top for CBA. Nathan Wadelski's had himself an impactful game so far. Flew out in the first, but singled and scored in the third as he fouls a pitch away and walked and scored in the fifth.
Good aggressive swing right there, trying to make something happen. Pinch run right there.
Strike called on Wadelski. So Gomez ahead in the count.
Can't worry too much about that runner on second base. Got to try to pick up your target a little bit earlier for Gomez. Get back into that zone.
That's a high chopper on the infield. They go to first and get the out. There's 2 away.
Runners were moving on the pitch on that one. And that was well played by Matthew Kelly to be able to try to play the big hop, keep your poise, keep under control, feeling the energy of guys running the bases around you, coming to get the ball to be able to make the strong, accurate throw to first base. Nice job.
Here's Ethan Klaus. Been on base 3 times today. Singled twice, walked in the 5th. And he takes a strike.
He's had some good at-bats in this game today, Ethan Klaus. controlling the strike zone, not chasing and expanding, but when he's gotten a pitch to hit, he's been able to drive it and get the bat head to the ball.
Pops it up. And nice job by the defense for the East Coast Sox. And Adrian Gomez limiting the damage again. Able to throw up a 0 for the first time in 4 innings for the East Coast Sox. CBA holding on to that 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
At first, it was just a team. Now I can't imagine my life without them.
That coach changed our son, on the field and off.
Welcome back. 4-0 CBA. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Championship Monday between CBA Marucci and the East Coast Sox 2025 Scout team. Both of these teams played all weekend long. Game 8 here this afternoon in Jupiter, Florida. Taylor Worth got the start for CBA. He was fantastic through 5 innings. The UC Davis commit not allowing a run and barely any base runners. Didn't give up a hit until the 4th inning, and they're going to bring a new arm on the mound to relieve him. This is Brock Cross. You saw him playing earlier in the lineup. He was the extra hitter, so now he's going to come in and pitch in relief.
They took him off the field off of second base when he was out there to put in the pinch runner so he could get warmed up. He was in as the extra hitter and now getting a chance to take the mound. And what an effort by Taylor Worth today to go 5 shutout innings in this game. Unbelievable effort on his part. Very efficient with his pitches, pounding the strike zone, letting the defense do work behind him. Right? Not feeling like I've got to go out and strike everybody out. Let me pitch to contact, induce soft contact, and lead to a very successful afternoon.
Yeah, it's pretty rare you get to this point in the weekend. Your arms are all taxed, and you've used just about everybody. But he did a fantastic job and really efficient with his pitches. Yeah, that's right. Representing CBA. Very nice job, my guy. Enjoy it. That's a heck of a performance in Jupiter, the best of the best. These travel teams that come from far and wide. And CBA from Temecula, California, the only team here from the West Coast, so they have to represent. I know Darren would be gushing about that fact, so I got to make sure I get that in. Darren Sutton, of course, our leader here for PG Media. Called a couple games earlier this week. Brett Dolan, a part of our broadcasts. I'm Danny Wexelman alongside Steve Phillips as we roll along. So firing in strike 1 from Cross. J.D. Whitworth is the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
You know, Danny, a lot of times you face a starting pitcher who doesn't give up anything. You just feel like no matter who they bring in after him, now we've got a chance to hit. And I think Worth shut them down so much that maybe that confidence level will be there now for East Coast Sox.
Yeah, you've got to imagine the Sox are happy to see Worth out of the game and get a chance to see a different look, somebody else. That one's rolled over, foul, but listen, I think that there's a lot of confidence with this CBA team right now. They've never made it to a championship game in Jupiter. They're representing the West, and there's a lot of pride on the line this afternoon. We'll see a new winner. The last 2 years, 5-star top-tier Roos won this event.
Just off the outside corner right there. The height looks pretty good, but just missing off the outside corner.
Oh, gets a swing and miss for the strikeout. There's one away.
Yeah, went to the breaking ball there. He kept throwing the fastball, but goes to a breaking ball to get the swing and miss. And, at this level, that if you've got a little wrinkle you can throw, and he throws the curveball right there, you can get some guys to either lock up or chase or swing and miss on it as they start to figure out and see more of those pitches, how to put them in play.
A pitch is outside. Matthew Kelly, the batter. He's got a great personality. He's the kind of guy everyone's sitting around in the dugout chatting with. Doesn't know a stranger. Just missing outside. So Cross tasked with keeping the score the same. Maybe attempting to close out the game. We'll see how long they let him go. All right, so there's a one-out walk to Kelly. That puts a base runner aboard for Ryan Harwood.
One of the goals when you come in a situation like this, 4-0 lead, is just throw strikes, because if you do that, you think to yourself, well, how many singles do they have to string together in order to put a crooked number up on the scoreboard, right? 4 of them, 5 of them in order to get even 2 runs in an inning. But if you give them base runners and walks, you're just making it that much easier. So get back in that strike zone. Force them to beat you. Don't beat yourself.
Owen skips in. Will Bandel with the block. Harwood singled in the 4th, grounded out in the 1st. He leaves it up for a ball. So obviously they're going to try to make Cross work here.
Yeah, I think you're going to be battling himself a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to tell every hitter take a strike, make sure he gets it in over the plate a little bit. You're trying to make up ground, so I would take a pitch to make sure he can get it over the plate.
And there's a strike, 2-1 the count. He's got that double glove pump. Steve, we saw that earlier in the week, too. Something you don't see very often. And, of course, for Cross coming in relief of this game. They throw over to first. Wow, we've seen that move all day long. It hasn't worked until right now. 2 away.
Oh, boy, you really can't in a situation like that. It's a learning opportunity, right? But you're down 4-0. That runner on first base means nothing right now, right? You've got to mount a rally. That base runner doesn't mean anything. You can't ever get picked off in that situation, but got caught dozing a little bit. And good move by Cross throwing over.
All right, so 2 away. That one's in the air. On the ground, a 2-out base hit for Harwood to get aboard. We should mention, by the way, so Brock Cross, primary catcher, committed to Washington State. So this is what happens, right, when you get to this point in Jupiter. The primary catcher, he's pitched an inning and a third throughout the course of this year, just 2 games. So obviously that's not a position that he's in often. This is my favorite thing. You got a guy who's not a primary pitcher, who doesn't pitch, coming in because you need an arm.
And there are so many young players who were infielders or outfielders in their amateur careers who end up transitioning to the mound. And so getting some experience there is always helpful. There could be, all it takes is one scout to be able to see it and think, you know what, I like what I saw there in that outing. I know he hasn't done it a lot, but I think we can groom him, or a college coach, to do the same thing, where maybe you can be a two-way player when you go to school.
Here's Cooper Smith. That pitch inside for a strike. 0-2 the count.
Drop the curveball in there. He's got a good little rolling curveball. See if he goes to it again.
See if they go to first again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
That may be the best way to get outs. Walk them and then pick them off first base. I love it. Hey, whatever strategy works for you, Danny, you got to try it sometimes.
On the ground, but foul.
Fighting off that curveball right there, staying alive.
That's hard hit. Over to right. And Cooper Smith able to keep the inning alive. 2 on, 2 down for Evan Berg.
And it reminds you how tough that pickoff was, right? A couple base hits after that, and it's just so interesting how that happens. But good piece of hitting. Ball up in the zone, able to stay level, get through it, drive it into right field. Good piece of hitting. Nice job by him.
Ball 1 comes into Berg. He walked in the 5th. Struck out in the 2nd. The Tulane commit. And he takes a strike. It pops out of Bandel's glove, but everyone stays. There's strike 2. 1-2 the count. Cross ahead. Primary catcher on the mound. Trying to will his team to a championship. There's a good block, though. The runner's going to take off. There's a throw, and he's safe. I like the aggressiveness there. Ryan Harwood and Cooper Smith advancing on the ball in the dirt.
Yeah, nice job as well by Bandel trying to keep it in front, but the breaking balls can kick sometimes away, but pounced on it quickly and gave him a shot at third base to try to throw him out.
Called strike 3, outside part of the plate. The catcher, Cross, getting the job done. Leaves the runner stranded. This is what Jupiter is all about.
Locked him up, looking for something else. Freezes, leaves the runners on base.
WWBA World Championship without a catcher pitching in the championship game. The gorgeous trophy awaiting one of these teams. CBA Marucci, the lone West Coast team in Jupiter, Florida this year, out of Temecula, California, holding on to a 4-0 lead. East Coast Sox 2025 scout team trying to muster something up in that last frame. Unable to do so, though. Brock Cross leaves those runners stranded, and we move along in the 7th inning. Last inning here, so East Coast Sox will get another chance to bat. Adrian Gomez has been good. He's kept this game close. It's just a 4-run game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it would have really helped last half inning if East Coast Sox could have picked up a couple runs just to narrow that gap, to make the effort in the bottom of the 7th a little bit easier.
Big swing from Diesel Toth, who leads things off. He's been on base 3 times today. Fielder's choice in the first, and then 2 walks after that, so seeing the ball well.
Yeah, I like how he gets his hands to that launch position and his setup. You can see him start to move those hands back, right? You need to have some movement in your hands to be able to get them to that launch position.
He launches that one in the air. Shallow center coming in is Evan Berg to make the catch, one away.
Still a lot of wind blowing there, and that high sky in Florida can always be difficult on balls hit in the air. But I like that he's got his sunglasses on, being able to shade the view for himself to come in and make the play.
Here's Jet Kennedy. He takes strike 1. I'm impressed by Gomez, the 2026 lefty, coming in and giving some length to his team, right? A little stability as well. That always makes the difference in games like these. I feel like the offense feeds off of the pitcher who can throw up a 0. And CBA scored 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. And so Gomez finally able to put up a 0 in the top of the 6th. Home plate umpire Travis Roberson calls strike 2, Steve.
Yeah, Danny, that energy is really important, right? You get out there throwing strikes, and you get your hitters feeling like we can get back in the dugout, we can get some hits, we can get things moving. The fielders are into it as well. And as you know, they gain more confidence, pitchers will understand that rhythm keeps them locked in the relationship with the catcher as well.
Did we put any up that in?
Hard hit to short. Matthew Kelly fields and fires. There's 2 away.
Nice job. Got the rhythm of the ball, and that ball hits the dirt in front of home plate, you automatically come get it. If it hits the grass, typically the ball's going to get to you a little bit more quickly, and you can get your angle to get it just to get around the ball. But if the hitter hits the ball and it comes off his bat in that dirt in front of the grass right there, immediately come get the ball.
First pitch swing in, Andrew Giles. And coming over, again, Matthew Kelly, so athletic to make the play. 1-2-3 inning. Adrian Gomez shut down now twice, the 6th and the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th. CBA leading 4-0 in the championship game of WWBA World Championship in Perfect Game.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I gotta go, dawg. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when they throwin' the fastball. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with the friends new.
Championship Monday, bottom of the 7th. This is it. 3 more batters to work with here. Of course, CBA leading 4-0. The Sox down to their last 3 outs. It's been all CBA Marucci in this game, but Adrian Gomez able to provide some stability for the Sox, Steve. They had a lot of traffic on the bases in the 6th, unable to push anything across. So down to their last 3 outs, the trophy on the line, the pride on the line, and of course, the championship, the title for one of these two teams.
There's got to be such a sense of pride to be able to win this championship and all that you have to go through to grind through a tournament like this. And so, right now I think they can obviously taste it, that it's right out there in front of them and for CBA Marucci. And so Cross on the mound, Brock Cross going to look to go out there and be the closer. Right, attacking the hitters. We've seen him roll that curveball in there. It's been very effective so far, and he does not want to give any free passes. Make them earn everything that they get right here. Force them to put the ball in play, East Coast Sox. You've got 4 runs of margin to be able to go out there and get it done. Make them get hit after hit after hit.
Brock Cross, the primary catcher, infielder, outfielder, then pitcher. I mentioned the one in the 3rd earlier this summer. At the end of June at the 17U National Championship. That's Sebastian Garavito who gets a hold of that ball to left field. It's fair. It's going to hit the track, the fence, and Garavito's on the move with a leadoff double.
And again, that's okay. Force them to just keep hitting it. Got a fastball down in the zone that he could drive. He was waiting on it. He uncoils that swing, drives it down the left field line. Really nice swing right there. Got a pitch he could hit, took advantage of it. Now he's got to be careful on the bases. Go back to that last inning, right? The runner doesn't get picked off. Where could they have gone with some of the hits and walks that they added there and potentially that double from last inning?
Danny Machado, the batter, takes a ball inside. Machado's flown out in his 2 at-bats this afternoon. Popped up and out of play.
Well, they're going up there being aggressive, huh, Danny? They're not taking pitches. They're if it's over the plate, they're hacking at it.
They've obviously, probably identified something, Steve, with Cross that they like. Maybe it is hunting early, or the fact that maybe some of those pitches are hanging a little bit.
But being aggressive, and a lot of times you'll see coaches have hitters take a strike just to make sure. It can't put you in a hole when you do that. But sometimes if you find a pitcher that can't get it over, you can take advantage of that. Pinch runner going in right now for Garavito, who ripped that double down the left field line.
Garavito, the DH in the lineup. 1-1 count to Machado.
Go one. Go kid. Go shot.
On the ground, a short, slow roller to Jagger. Snicko makes the play. There's one away.
Made the right play there, and you saw the pinch runner breaking toward third base. But right now, trade outs for bases. Just take outs as much as you can. So man on third with 1 out right here. Sure, a shutout would be great, but listen, take an out, get yourself that much closer to closing out the game.
Aiden Marsiglio is that ghost runner, by the way, on third now with 1 away. Jace Riggin, the batter, been on base twice today. In the 2027 class, playing up in a championship game. What's better than that? I don't know if he has school today, but definitely worth missing.
Danny, it's interesting. I am huge on academics, and I think school is very important. But there are days where you can learn a lot when you're not at school. And like this is teaching all of these young men so many different traits and attributes for their character growing up.
That's it right back to the pitcher. Cross makes the play. The athletic Cross. 2 away, so the Sox down to their last out in the championship game, bottom of the 7th. CBA just waiting to celebrate. They're going to have to wait a little longer, though. The Sox have put a good bat on the ball. They've had traffic on the bases, so we can't count anything yet.
Now, CBA, it'll be their first time they've won. They've been here since the beginning of the Jupiter tournament, but never been able to win, and so a chance for them maybe to get that first trophy.
Go, Casino. Go, kid. Go 1-0.
strike fired in to Casino. Christopher Casino, the shortstop, uncommitted. The son of Christian Casino on the coaching staff. And CBA had to beat the #1 seed in their pool to get here, right? They had to fight to get here. They haven't made it past the quarterfinal ever at the WWBA World Championship. They represent the lone West Coast team, and they have played their hearts out on this Monday afternoon. Off speed in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Well, Cross is feeling it a little bit right now. He's getting in the zone with everything. He's having some fun out there. Teammates are cheering. He feels the excitement. Can't get ahead of yourself. Stay under control emotionally, but see if he can't make a pitch right here to end it.
Pitch it up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count.
Casino just trying to extend the inning just to keep things moving. Pass the baton.
Oh, swing and a miss. How about Brock Cross, the closer, and CBA with their first ever perfect game WWBA World Championship. The West Coast boys getting the job done, representing Temecula, California. CBA Marucci, John Pano, Matt Jervis, and that whole team well earned on Championship Monday.
How much fun is that, right? I mean, that's what they play for, the love of the game, but also the joy to celebrate. Remember, these guys are from all over the country, and they've come together to become a team, and that chemistry, that connection that exists. And this is going to be something they're going to remember for their entire baseball careers and beyond, how special a moment this was in Jupiter, Florida this year.
So much credit to Taylor Worth, who started this game for CBA. 5 shutout innings, 4 strikeouts, just 2 hits and 1 walk. And then Brock Cross, the catcher, coming in to shut it down. Fantastic job up and down the lineup. 4 runs is what they needed in this ballgame. They took advantage of the walks, and it was the pitching that really shut down the East Coast Sox. Congratulations, though, to that club. Mark Willoughby, the head coach of that, Aaron Voracek, Joe Caruso, and Christian Casino, the coaching staff there. Those guys fighting all weekend long in Jupiter, Florida. Our final 4-0. CBA Marucci, your 2024 perfect game WWBA World Champions.
Absolutely fantastic out there. They're celebrating. They're going to have a trophy presentation. Going to get a chance to talk to each other, celebrate each other, and then say goodbye, right? This will be the goodbye for a period of time from their travel teams to get back to school, to get ready for their high school seasons, a time where they can build, develop, and look at that. I love that, the camaraderie, both teams out there. Friendships developed in a competitive nature, going back and forth, but a lot of respect from everybody out on the field.
Yeah, you know, these guys are so familiar with each other. They play the travel circuit together all summer long, one that's become more competitive and more grueling, I think, in my opinion. But this afternoon, CBA Marucci, the big winner of that trophy, and of course, the pride of WWBA World Championship. Coming up November 3rd, we've got our National All-State Select Championship. You can watch it here on Perfect Game TV. For our whole crew on the ground in Jupiter, Florida, Megan and Sarah, Jim, Brian with Steve Phillips, I'm Danny Wexelman, and we just want to say thank you from Jupiter, Florida. Congratulations to CBA Marucci, your champions.